Thank you,
Yeah.
Charlotte. You know, I always hear Amy Phillips, if you listen to Reality Check on Sirius, if you haven't yet, it's super fun. You should listen. Alyssa and Jameson are on there, and Amy's amazing. Anyway, she always says coming live from the cheetah room. So in my classroom, I have a lot of this stick and peel, like sticker wallpaper stuff that we use. What's it called? Contact paper, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all it is. So I'm in the cheetah room like Amy Phillips.
That's what that is contact paper?
Yep.
Did you go look for it specifically for that?
No, I was using it to decorate the classroom. Like we have ugly like file cabinets and bookshelves, and so I've always put the paper on because I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
I like that stuff.
Oh, I like it. I think that fits you too, because you wore that leopard or cheetah print. Is that what it is? A dress Sunday night. And
what does Sonia say? Leopard is my neutral.
Neutral. I love it.
That's my neutral. It suits you. Thank you, Charlotte.
Fluffy said something about Housewives, Beverly Hills. I got about 20 minutes into it tonight. For some reason, I thought the reunion started tonight.
I thought so too. What is it then?
It's another show. It's a Birkin and Bubbles show. Or wait, was that last week? Am I a week behind?
The last Wednesday was the finale, I thought, where Lisa confronted Kathy on Kyle's couch. That was the finale.
But the finale always says something about them, like gives an update of them, like such and such continues to have their divorce or blah blah blah.
Right.
Tonight was the finale. Is that what you meant, Fluff?
I'm not sure. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah. Oh, since you love kitties.
I
got about 20 minutes in. Garcelle is hosting a Birkin bag and Bubbles party. It looks like Kyle's about to host an event at her home, and she's got chandeliers hanging from the trees. All I know is one day I want to force myself to host a party like that and have chandeliers hanging from my backyard trees.
Oh,
Don't know what it costs. And I think people would die in my subdivision, like, oh my God, who has chandeliers hanging from their trees? And I'd be like, the housewives do. Do you think like birthday parties and parties have like been up to notch the last 15 years since housewives have been on?
Put your nails up, please.
Oh.
I love it.
I went black. Let me see if I can show you my toes. Let me see. This could be an OnlyFans. Isn't there a feet fetish thing? See my toe?
I see your big toe.
It's like metallic glitter. It looks like a whore like dress like that Kathy Hilton would wear, like very
club
sequiny, very sequiny, like something or other. Anyway,
gorgeous.
That's what I'm doing. And tomorrow the roots are getting done, although they're really not looking too bad.
I know. I don't see anything.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have her do. I forget what they call it. What's it when they do a little strip right there? My kids have told me the name. It's usually like a highlight. It looks better in pictures.
Right. I don't know. I always called it a skunk.
No, not that crazy. She did it on me one time and I didn't know what it was because it was pretty subtle. And my kids told me it's called something.
I used to do that. I would take this part right here in a square and dye it like bleach white and then have that a skunk look. That's what we did.
Very cute.
When are you going to New York?
October 13th. Thursday before it starts.
Yes. Someone was saying it's called a money
piece. You're right, Lisa. That's exactly what my teenagers told me it's called. The money piece.
Why is it called a money piece?
That's
how you make your money? Oh, okay.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, the big titties. Oh, no. Oh, jeez Louise. Hi, Brandy.
Shout out, Chumpets. Okay, well, let's get started with the show. Today was producer Jen, and Leah Black is back in town. She was feisty today. I got so many DMs telling me, well, some people told me they don't like when she's on because they thought she was mean to Jeff today. I don't feel she's mean, but she was feisty today, which I kind of liked.
Yeah, I think that she hasn't seen him in a long time. That's their love language, is to like she likes to pick at him because she knows he can take it. I thought she was normal. I didn't see anything different with Leah at all.
The only thing is when she first started off and she was rummaging through her purse, which is hilarious to me. It's just like the one time when she called him on the air and she was like, well, I don't know what time your show is on.
That's true.
She never listens. Yeah, she's busy running an empire and all that kind of, in 3 homes. My God. But she said that she was going to take notes for the shit that he says wrong so she could correct him. So right out the gate, she was like ready.
I know. I was like, did she mean like if he said something wrong about her or something wrong in general that she can come back and correct him? I think she is like someone that has to like keep him in line, and she's one of the people that, you know, barks back at him, and so maybe she was just taking notes. She has no problem calling him out. I definitely agree, Shotzi.
Yeah. I love that. Is that common out there? I don't know that we have some schools. Well, of course we have private schools around here.
No.
But is that common to be off for Yom Kippur?
No, but I think maybe in LA you have more, I don't want to say Jewish people. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's what the population of students that has a high population of students, and I would see why they would celebrate that. But yeah, that would be a private school thing, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So right when the show started, did the app mess up and was still playing? Was it John Hill?
I didn't hear that.
God, what was on right before? Whatever it was, I didn't turn my app on till like 11:06 because, you know, I'm in Texas. Usually on the app, it comes on at 11:03 because it's always a delay. If I was in my car, it's 11, right. But I'm never in my car almost at 11. But anyways, whatever it was a little bit late for me. But all of a sudden I noticed, because I get notifications whenever Jeff posts, and which you can do by just hitting the bell at the top of somebody's Instagram.
Right.
You can choose what notifications you want if they go live, like we do, post, reels, whatever. And I was like, what is he posting for? He's already posted the coffee picture. And it was the Dougie Dahmer reel.
Is it not good? Is it not amazing?
Huh?
It's amazing.
So good. It is dark. But like Jeff said last week, he was worried it was almost going to be too realistic. No, it was hilarious. It was so sarcastic. They used a lot of the audio that they had used in that one promo that they did.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was I going to say about it? It was funny because that first scene, well, one of the first scenes, after that part, there's a scene where Doug is sniffing Shane, and I was like, that's me.
There was?
Yes, I took a picture of it. It's on my post, but it's him standing over him and he's sniffing his hair.
I love that. I love the meat. And then Doug made a post tonight or today, something that said freshly sourced meat or something. Hilarious.
But did Jeff really eat raw meat? Because it looked like he put it in his mouth, and I was like, that must be something else. But it looked like whatever that was, chicken or pork, and I was like,
it definitely looked like raw meat, and there's no way in hell Jeff would ever. It had to have been some sort of sushi. It's had to be it looked like chicken. Consistency though.
It did. Someone said, I bet Shane smells good. Let me tell you, he does. I sniffed Shane, I sniffed Stu, I sniffed Jeff, I sniffed all of them, and they all smell really good.
Well, let's be clear. When we meet them, they're always huggy people.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone hugs. Do we hug Jeff? I don't even remember.
Yeah, I remember hugging him he hugged, and I was like.
Okay, because I literally can't remember. But really, the chumps are huggers. So if you meet them, they're huggers. They're not really like put the handshake out. So you get a sniff if you want. I don't think I think to sniff them. I don't think I think about that.
Well, I do. Hi, Kim. Hi, Dee.
Shout out Kim. She flies out with me next Thursday also for BravoCon.
I just started today writing all my lesson plans, and I was like, oh my God.
Oh, I'm so excited that you're going to meet Julie and Brandy too. So Kayla, I think that's her name, is going to Las Vegas. I hope I can tell everybody this shit. I usually don't tell anybody's business. So I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't be telling them this.
You're Jeff. Remember how he always says stuff and he's like, oh, was I supposed to say that?
Shout out Chumpettes. Well, I will let you tell everybody in comments if you want to. Kayla, sorry. I love that they were teasing, and Jeff is going to keep doing this to us until October 18th, teasing about if he's going to sign this contract or not.
You know, sometimes I wish he would go to a different platform because Sirius drives me freaking nuts. Like the stuff you have to deal with them. But I just think he's talented, and wherever he lands, he's going to do great.
Yeah, I mean, I just like that Dorinda's. I like the stuff on Radio Andy because for the most part, I listen to everything, but about 3 shows that I can think of off the top of my head that are just not my thing.
I feel like,
but other than that, I love everything on Radio Andy.
I feel like Radio Andy should have its own platform. It doesn't even need Sirius at this point.
You don't think so?
No, I think there's a lot of listeners that are committed and that would follow them, and I think they would be able to advertise more because I feel like with Sirius, like, you know, there's other content on there, and I just feel like if they had their own channel, Radio Andy, they could do a lot more with it.
But what would that channel be on? I mean, what is there other than like just a podcast, doing them as
I guess
even though they say it's a radio show, it really sort of is a podcast, but it's different.
That is different because it is a live radio show. Okay, he has to stay there. Sorry, never mind.
Since it's live, is that the difference between being a podcast?
Yeah, because that's why I was just, it's a radio show because it is live. Jeff Lewis live, Smith Sisters live.
Somebody asked, what shows do I hate? I wouldn't say hate. That's a very strong word. I don't, okay, I'll tell you the ones I listen. I'm going to spin this. You know how teachers do? Don't run. Don't say don't run. You say walk in the hallways. You say positive reinforcement.
Thank you for walking.
Yes. Thank you, friend. I used to love calling my little kids at elementary friend, even if they were the asshole of the class. Oh, thank you, friend, for being so nice and putting that away.
Yes.
I love that. It's kind of sarcastic, but you know. But I love Jeff Lewis Live. I love Reality Checked. I love Andy and John Hill, although I don't necessarily want it to keep being 2 hours.
I thought it was down to an hour now, no?
No, it's 2 hours, 9 to 11 my time. Monday and Wednesday. And what else? I like Smith Sisters. I don't know, might be a Bravo Radio. Ooh.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say, Mario.
Oh my God. I love that idea. And all the people, oh, that was the same person saying that.
But
all
yeah, you could have Megan King has a podcast. 2 T's in a Pod has a podcast. There's so many, Dorinda, like there's so many people that they could bring in. So
Namaste, bitches.
Namaste, bitches.
Teresa's new podcast. Matter of fact, I am going to listen to that tonight or tomorrow. I've kind of gotten to know, I mean, not really. I've chatted with her a tiny bit. The girl that, the woman that she has a account called Side Piece. Oh my God, what's it called? Side Piece Podcast? Side Piece Girl. Anyway, she's super sweet. She's a mom. She's a businesswoman. Adore her. And she's the one that started the podcast with Teresa. So.
You know, I see some people saying they wish Jeff was 2 hours. I've said that from the beginning. I think there's so much that happens in the show. They no longer can take calls. They no longer do news. And I think Jeff doesn't want it to be 2 hours because he says of his ADD. But as a fan, I wish it was 2 hours.
No, I think 2 hours is way too long for me, probably because of my ADD. I'm ready to go.
But I think the fans want it. Most of the fans want something longer.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a lot to squeeze in Monday through Friday, 2 hours. Whew. I don't know.
What else is he doing?
What else is he doing? He's getting Ken a haircut so he can get on the dating apps and take his picture today.
Ken is cute. He's real handsome.
He's not my type. He's a little thick for me. I like the anorexic look on men and women.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't want to weigh more than my boyfriend.
Oh. No, I wouldn't weigh more than them, but I like them. I don't think he's as tall. It doesn't matter. He's not. I'm married. He's 30 years younger than me, probably. I don't even know how old he is.
Yes, but he's very cute and very talented. Shout out Ken.
Anyways, yes, and he totally gave him credit for that today. I keep seeing all over social media that who do they keep giving credit for? Like Jameson, Alyssa for these
reels,
for the videos. And I'm like, no, it's been Ken from the get-go. I think he had a couple of other people working for him and they didn't work out. Remember, he had the girl one time that he would show.
Yeah, she worked for him. Yeah.
But now that he has Ken, I mean, they're on fire. They're so good.
You know what I think? I think they all collaborate together and they
Yes.
all get together and discuss stuff. And I think that Kian has a lot of insight in that he's able to put another voice into the mix of that talent. You know what I mean?
But also, it seems like he's hanging out with them a lot. Like he's gone to social functions with them, I believe. He's officing at Jeff's house, you know, working. So not only is he somebody that's there and he's watching the show. So instead of just recording it and watching it, he's in there. We all know that's such a different thing of like listening to it versus watching it, but being there, that's why people like being in a live audience. You're seeing things on the commercials. You're seeing how they're talking. You're seeing their facial expressions, everything.
Well, it goes back to what Leah said, that Jeff collects people.
Yes.
He collected Dear Kian.
He is a collector and he takes them in hard. But it's just like him and Chef Stu, when they started, you know, when they started dating, they go in hard. I mean, as he might say they're going to take it slow. There's nothing slow about Jeff.
No.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the way he walks. He walks kind of slow now. No, he doesn't even walk slow. At
Who, Jeff? He doesn't walk slow.
Well, I was thinking he has to walk slow for his back, but then I thought, no, actually, he's like always moving. He's on the go.
Yeah,
he
is.
Okay, Monroe told them to get back to work. What is so funny is that I tell my students every day, less talking, more working. So I believe Monroe's teacher has told Monroe,
that makes so much sense.
More working. And so she's like, I'm going to use that on my dad. On my daddy.
That makes so much sense. So she said, more work, less talk, and then just walked out. I love it. She is a boss bitch. But I also love whenever Jeff said, she's going to run my business one day. And Leah was like, what business do you have?
I missed that part. I didn't hear that
Leah
part.
Said that.
Yeah, I could see Monroe running his empire. Totally.
Yeah. I wonder what products he still has. Like, I feel like the whole paint thing just kind of got swept under the rug.
Yeah.
He did address whenever he had that collab with, what's Living that furniture Spaces. Store out there? Living Spaces. He did kind of address that on Flipping Out because he was kind of bitter about it, kind of joked like, oh, that didn't work out well.
It hurt his feelings.
Yeah, I think so too. But he's never really talked about the whole paint thing. And that was a huge deal for him, was having a line.
I think he realized that it's probably not as great as he thought it was going to be.
Oh.
And that, you know, like even with the Cooking Kibitz box, you know, maybe he lost money instead of making money on that and on the paint. And so he's like, you know, let's not do that. Or maybe it takes too much time and it's too much of an investment. Who knows?
Yeah. I just kind of figured by now he would have like a line of home stuff, just like Martha Stewart. But in some ways, I think he's too particular and he would want to be very hands-on and make it very good stuff. And I think that's just too much time. I don't know.
Someone said tile.
He doesn't want it to be shitty stuff sold at Home Goods. You know what I mean?
I do remember when he had the tile, it was a company and he did a commercial. I can't remember what it was, but he was sitting there and he had like a long sleeve shirt on. He had like a vest on. He had a tie on. It was really weird. I can't remember. Oh, I can't remember the brand, but yeah. I think that a lot of people might be a little bit afraid to collaborate with Jeffrey.
You think? Emotional highs and lows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Professional highs and lows?
Temper. Caesar Stone. Thank you, Victoria.
Oh, that's right. Caesar Stone. He said that word all the time. Yeah.
Marty said that they still have it at Home Depot. So maybe that's still something that he does.
But does it say Jeff Lewis?
No, I don't know. It must say like Caesar Stone by Jeff Lewis or something.
Yeah. Because it seems like that's something doable. Like as long as somebody runs it by you and you approve, like I have a very different design style than Jeff Lewis. Like my home obviously isn't as fancy as his, but it's so more traditional than him. So there's there's very little about his stuff that I would say, yeah, that's my personality. I might say it's beautiful. Like I love Jackie Schimmel's house. It is absolutely not my house at all though. It's a completely different design.
Someone said that he also has his doors. I remember that he had some barn doors at Home Depot. I think he doesn't advertise a lot, which I don't know why.
Why not?
I feel like he promotes a lot of people, but he doesn't always promote his own stuff.
Speaking of that, I was shocked today when he finally said his Instagram. Every time I listen to Michelle Collins
Yeah.
Maybe it's just at the end of her show. I'm not sure, because I'm usually going into the gym when her show ends. And she's like, follow me if you want it. Mishcall, Michcoll on Instagram. He never says his Instagram handle. And I feel like there's so many people that probably don't know about the Facebook fan groups, that his Instagram. They don't know that they could comment, they could follow him. Not that he really posts a lot, but so many people that follow me and you, when I look at them to see who they're following, if it's public, they follow all the chumps. Alyssa, Paige Davis. I mean, they're following everybody, including Jeff.
But I think the one thing, and he said this before, and I've heard people say that because it's JL Lewis Live, Jeff Lewis Live, a lot of people don't know to look at the JL, put the JL before.
Yeah, it's at JL Jeff Lewis. Yeah, you're right. I do love that when Shane said that he called Patrick Kitty Gorgeous. I love that. He's like, she's beautiful.
I'm going to call Mateo and Angelina Kitty Gorgeous.
I love that. So do you think Patrick, isn't it Carver, the one that Stu really likes? And so
Carver is Orange Puss or Ginger Puss, and Patrick is Smoky Puss.
Yeah. So it sounds like Chef Stu favors Carver.
Yeah.
And we know whenever Shane came back from out of town and he had COVID and he had to stay even longer, remember?
Yeah.
And then he posted the picture and he said like reunited or something. It was so cute of him and Patrick.
I know. I love kitties. You know I love kitties.
You're right. Penny Hatchell. There's 2 Jeff Lewis Live YouTube channels. Neither one, I confirmed that with Shane about a week or 2 ago. Neither one have anything to do with Jeff Lewis. So,
which is crazy because it's like so many people are on YouTube. I wonder if Sirius tells them that he can't post it on YouTube.
I don't know, because he just got on TikTok recently. So he is on TikTok as Jeff Lewis Live. And what probably Kian is doing is he uploads those reels to hit the TikTok. But yeah, so one of the people, or whoever it is, one of the Jeff Lewis channels is called puts up old stuff, which I love, where they get it from, and it'll be totally random. They don't really explain what date it was done. I think people want a date, like they want to know when it was. The other one just puts up the 12-minute video that he does every day on Sirius, and he puts that up exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of strange that they have access to the old videos, because I even asked Jeff at the launch, I was like, you know, it's really ridiculous that we can't listen to past shows. I think on the app it shows 52 and then they disappear. It would be, because I've always wanted to listen to Shane's Dick Swirl story. And
again,
yeah, so it's strange that someone would have access to so, unless they were recording them before, but yeah.
But why wouldn't they put them up all at once? One of them will even say like coming soon, like at 5 o'clock it'll be loaded, and I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, I don't even know how they do that.
You're talking.
We have a Jeff Lewis obsessed YouTube channel that we put our recaps on and some other fun videos, like a bunch of the chumps did Chef Stu birthday wishes. Yeah. So those videos are up. But I don't understand how you put it up and say it's coming soon. I don't know anything about that technology. I don't really get into all of that. Real quick, I love that Jeff sort of talked about his stomach problems. He was saying that he's got shit problems, just like Jameson, and Leah was like, don't even talk about that. Why do boys always want to talk about going potty? Jeff really is into talking about going potty lately, and he used to never talk about the fact that he goes number 2.
Because he has a fire-ridden penis with UTI. He has to talk about it because he's
I think it's this antibiotic. How long was he going to be on that? I thought it was only a week.
No,
he said diarrhea.
He said 6 weeks.
This one?
I
he was
swear.
on 6 weeks ago forever. This has been months. This has been so long. This has been he hasn't said he has it again, but every day is a new day, right?
My humor is potty, poo-poo, bathroom humor, so I think it's funny as F. And I love when Jameson was talking about, oh my God, can I tell you a poop story real quick? Sarah's like, great. So I'm driving to work.
Well, I don't poop. I have chronic constipation, unexplained. So I love hearing about how much you shit a day whenever I'm over here, like going 6 days without it.
So I have like a 38-minute drive to work. So I get in the car, I'm fine. And then it's like, 20 minutes in, and I was like, oh, something's happening. And then like 10 minutes away, I was like, oh my God, I am going to poop myself and have no clothes and have to go back home. I literally drove.
Oh, you were on your way to school,
to work.
not home.
I literally drove as fast as I could, and I was clenching my butt cheeks like there was no tomorrow. I was living on the edge of glory, like Jameson says. And I got inside, and I was running down the hall, and I had like maybe a second and a half to make it to the toilet, and I barely did. I'm sorry, people.
Wow.
It was bad.
I was like that, but with pee. Friday night, I was on mom duty and driving my kids somewhere, and I'd been drinking a lot of water like I do, but I try to slow down drinking water when I know I'm about to go somewhere or whatever. And it hit. I told my husband, I said, I was literally about to get out and just piss on the side of the road. Like it was that painful, like where you have to pee and it's just painful. I was like moving forward. I was doing like this. Oh my God. I was like anything to get the bladder situated.
Lucky, I am not watching Two Girls in One Cup, so you stop that right now.
No, she said one chick needs her. LeahBlack.com/Jeff. She's got some shit on sale, so go there if you want. Let's wrap it up soon. What else do you want to talk about? And then we'll talk about music. He's not gay. Did you realize that? I guess I assumed that everyone around every man in Jeff's inner circle is usually gay, but Kian, today he's not gay. He's joining dating apps for women.
Yeah, I never thought. I think he has some people that are, are Homo sapiens.
Heterosexual. Well, even Leah or Jen, one of them said that, but anyway.
Someone made a comment, I think it was Brandy, she thought that Jen was a little bit more sassy today than she normally is, and she was kind of insulting to Jameson about him having to go to the bathroom and maybe run through the hallway like I did. Did you feel like she was a little bit sassier today?
She was definitely basically teasing him or putting him down that like, what do you mean you're not going to ride rides? There's no scary rides at Disney. Absolutely. I think there's maybe not scary, but the roller coasters. And I love that he's standing up for himself. I think yesterday he was like, I am saying now I am not riding a roller coaster. And can't pressure. Don't harass you. I had a kid one time on a Girl Scout trip to an amusement park, and I could not go and help chaperone. And I knew at the time she was terrified of most rides. It was kind of that weird age where girls were starting to like, well, come on, let's just do it. Oh my God. I basically told the leaders, who's a good friend of mine, I was like, look, nip that shit in the bud if somebody starts teasing her about not riding a ride. I was like, talk to about everybody. Hey, this group of girls will stand and wait, and this group of girls will go ride that ride if you want. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I'm somebody, I will not ride roller coasters. Even when we go to Disneyland, I get so stressed out on Splash Mountain. I don't know if they changed the name. Your finger. And it's so stressful because I know it's scary.
I'm not doing that to anybody. I was just joking to you. Okay. I don't think I knew to the extent that Leah writes prison letters and sends paperback books and puts money in people's commissary.
You know what? I think actually, yeah, I'm not surprised, but it really makes me realize how compassionate she is to people that have a life sentence in prison. And I agree with what she says. I don't want to get too political, but it costs $60,000 a year to house a prisoner. And it's ridiculous that you have all these bodies just rotting away. I don't know, but I was really happy to hear that she does that. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I just didn't know the extent of it. I mean, she really,
yeah. And the hardcover book thing, I was like, wow, you can make a shank out of a hardcover book.
Well, and I think I've heard this before, that every letter is read before.
Oh, yeah.
That must take forever.
They probably like it. They're like, oh, listen to this. I want to suck your dick.
Who the hell's getting paid to do that? What job is that? Do you go to college for that?
Prison guards, maybe? I don't know. They probably sit around.
Prison guards, you think, do it?
I don't know.
Did you ever watch that documentary or series, whatever it's called, on Netflix? And it's about prison. They follow people. They put fake people in jail. And they try to act like they're really a prisoner.
I watched it only one time. It made me so stressed out. I was like, I can't watch this.
Oh my God. Our whole family on vacation one time in Colorado at Christmas, we're like vegging, cereal watching that show. We totally all got into it. It was crazy.
Bon JD, welcome. That's Sarah and I'm Kelly, and we're glad you're here. 60 Days In.
Oh, welcome. 60 Days In. That is the name of the show.
Yeah, very stressful.
Welcome. Shout out. By the way, we like to keep to about 30 to 37 minutes. So we will wrap up very soon. The raw meat diet. I have heard of that. I do not. Who was the famous woman that took a picture? She was real cute. And about a year ago, she put somewhere where she was cutting up raw meat and eating it. Who was that?
Alicia Silverstone?
Probably.
Because she does weird stuff. I remember hearing about, Heidi Montag or Courtney Stodden. It was one of those people. Heidi Montag. She was doing it for publicity. She was like walking down the street with a big piece of meat and she's like, arr.
But she really bit her mouth. Ugh.
But she was,
she's a vegan. They said, so probably not her.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was whoever I said, I forgot now, but I think that's disgusting.
Heidi
Pratt. I was right.
Heidi
Montag is Heidi Pratt. Is that her name, Heidi Montag? Anyways,
that makes sense. Alicia is very famous for being vegan. That makes sense.
Yeah, but I think it's gross. Like, I hate when anything's in my teeth, and the fact that I would have raw meat in my teeth. Ugh.
I mean, can you imagine the wretched smell?
Have you ever? I love like medium rare steak if I ever eat it because I try not to eat cows. But sometimes I've eaten it.
Why do you gotta call it a cow? Just say steak.
No, it's a cow.
Don't give it a face.
No, they do have a face. Cows are pets. Anyways, if I've had a very rare piece of meat, listen.
This is steak.
If I've had a very rare piece of steak, if I bite into it and it tastes like blood, I'm horrified. Oh, Fluffy.
If y'all aren't watching live so you can see the comments, you're really missing out. It's so fun.
Want me to do music?
Anyways, I love the story about Pamela Anderson sitting on someone's lap. Okay, as unrelatable as some people think Leah Black is, I personally think she's very relatable. I love that she talks about Walmart. I love that she talks about money. And she says, I spend my money well. And I love that. Like, she was like, she's hosting a charity thing, and Pamela Anderson was there. And somebody wanted her to sit on his lap. And she said, that'll cost you 10 grand. So she does it and takes a picture. And then she walks around doing it to all these other people. And she made tons of money that night for the charity. I love that.
She knows how to hustle. I remember before.
Hustle. That's such a good word for her, hustle.
On Real Housewives of Miami, whichever season it was when she did the gala, and like all the work and that she does for it. I mean, she gets people to spend money. She gets people to give money.
Well, and I love that she was getting on one of them. Was it? Oh, I can't remember who it was. But somebody wanted basically a free ticket. I'm like, bitch, you need to be paying. This is for charity also.
Yeah.
And it's a tax write-off. Give me a break. It's a tax write-off.
Yeah, Fluffy said he was surprised that it's funny that Monroe's scared of Gage and not Jeff. I totally get it. Jeff lets her get away with murder. He's not consistent, and I think Gage is like, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, but he did actually, and Fluffy, this probably made you happy. He was really complimenting Gage and saying that he and Gage were on a good term right now, on good terms right now.
For parenting,
he gave her credit for that Monroe is being raised very well. He gave the credit to Gage. So I think it's always funny, but I think there's a lot of truth to that too. So I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I mean, who else is I won't say anything. Never mind, go ahead.
The nannies.
Yeah.
Nanny Lisa's doing a great job of raising Monroe. Shane, her brother, he's amazing.
He is. And Jeff is too, in his own way. He gives her a lot of opportunities to do things that other kids don't have. Yeah. It expands her vocabulary. He's doing good. Gage is definitely the parent that disciplines more. Yep. I agree.
I think what Jeff does too is I think he lets her kind of experience childhood, and he's always going to be there for her. Like, he wants to be the one picking up from school. He always talks already about not wanting to put her in camp. You know what I mean? So I think he wants to be physically there for her too. And he talked about some of the ways that his dad was not, never really talks about his mom a whole lot, even though she didn't pass away till he was 18.
Maybe it's hard.
A lot about how Tom let him down growing up.
I think it's hard for him probably maybe to talk about his mom and some of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it might be emotional, or he just doesn't want to disrespect her name now that she's passed away.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't even think it's the fact that she's passed away at 18, because we know now they were divorced long before that. And we also know that he lived with his dad. And when his dad would go away for a weekend at a time, was he 13 or 15?
Oh my God. Yes. And he'd have to ride his scooter to go get pizza.
Yeah, but he would leave and go get a haircut. I mean, so where was mom? Where was mom? Did she live far away? Like, so I think there's some childhood trauma going on there. Well, let's talk about music, and then we will wrap it up and see you again tomorrow night at 6 o'clock California time. For those of you just joining tonight, welcome. We recap Jeff Lewis Live, and we squeeze in a little Bravo but this is 99.9% Jeff Lewis Live.
Absolutely. We have a new song. I've never heard this song before. Charlie XCX, I know of her. Hot Girl Bodies.
I know. That was interesting.
And then we had Money by Rico Nasty.
What was the words to the Money one? I couldn't remember what it was saying.
I don't even remember. I'm sorry. Yeah. I have no short-term memory. I just remember
it was good though. It always sounds like club music to me, which I like. It's club music, but not that shit that you would hear on the way home at like 2 a.m. after the club.
That noise? Yeah.
That was the worst of driving home, and that was all that was, long time ago before Sirius, where that was all that was on the radio at 2 a.m. But anyways.
I knew that Kay and Fluffy would say something.
What? Jeff Bugs? Not sorry.
No, because Kay said that Gage Bugs, and so Fluffy is saying no, Jeff Bugs, not sorry.
Oh my goodness. Well, there's always going to be people that are fans, and that's what makes it good, right? There's always people that are team this, team that. They love this guest. They don't look. Angela is on. Angela from Sunday night.
Angela, where?
Shout out, Angela.
Shout out, Angela, you crazy lady.
Angela, do you want to get on with us and say anything about Sunday night? We met Angela and her husband as soon as we walked into the Amy Phillips show. Maybe we shouldn't get her on because she might say things we don't need her to say. Never mind, Angela.
We're glad you're here, though.
Somebody's going to DM her immediately and be like, what the hell is she talking about?
I know.
Anyways, she's a good time. She's a good time.
Yeah, bon jeudi. Come back anytime. We're all obsessed, crazy Jeff Lewis.
Angela is too shy.
Are you
Girl,
kidding?
She's hot. She looks like an OC housewife for sure.
Yes.
She's so hot. Anyways, well, shout out. Like I said, it was so fun. We usually try to keep to about 35, 37 minutes, and we're a little bit over. So we will end and see y'all tomorrow night.
Bye, guys. Thanks for joining.
Tomorrow's Josh Flagg and Megan, and he's probably going to talk about his book that he just wrote.
Who? Oh, Josh?
Yeah, Josh wrote a book about business. Yeah. But hopefully he talks about his best friend Candy spelling. I love when he talks about his old lady friends. I love that.
I know.